So written and unwritten contracts govern our everyday personal and economic lives. And I'm arguing they're a bit of a problem. Now, Basel had some problems with contracts relating to medicine, car insurance, labour relations, and of course his marriage. Poor old Sybil. But Basel was not alone. I mean, contracts between firms such as a hotel and their suppliers involve investment and effort on both parts. But where do these contracts come from? So contracts have to be written. Generally they have to be written by lawyers, and therefore they're expensive. And because they're expensive it's expensive to write a contract about every possible contingency, every state of nature. Then they're expensive and they're incomplete. In fact, they're always incomplete. And I'd now like to turn to a specific example. As Michael has now amply demonstrated in his preamble, the 3-minute thesis contract is incomplete. So, what are the states of nature that I'm not sure about? Well, let's start off with the prizes. I haven't got a clue. I don't know what they are. What happens if there's a fire alarm halfway through? What happens if Dave Pannell wins this? I mean, am I going to get counselling? Am I going to get counselling? I'll probably need it. Okay, so incomplete contracts. Why do we care? Which is always the important question in economics. Well, Hart and Moore showed, a famous paper in 1988, that I guess none of you have heard of, but there we go. That basically agents under incomplete contracts consistently underinvest. All right, so there's a serious problem here. We're going to lose economic efficiency. We've got a market failure. And I'm arguing where we have a contract between a regulator and a farmer, that's a very complex contracting situation, and it's likely that contract is going to be profoundly incomplete, and that it won't cover all the eventualities of drought, disease and fire that might affect a conservation scheme. And we're going to find that the farmer consistently underinvests. So just to conclude, if you think my underinvestment in this presentation is the case, then I'm just responding optimally to an incomplete contract.
Thank you. I start off my presentation with a quotation by the Food and Agriculture Organization, and I quote, "Here are 2 facts, both of which cannot be true. There is enough food produced to feed everyone on the earth, and nearly 800 million people go hungry every day, with more than 1/3 of the earth's population, 2 billion males and females." Now, with the second statement, obviously, is true. People are hungry. 2 decades down the line, we still have issues of malnutrition and hunger. And this is predominant in developing countries. This calls for an urgent attention because population is increasing, and rice as a food crop has been selected as a food security crop for Ghana as a country because of the changing nature, population patterns, as well as the ease of cooking rice. Now the question is, rice suffers from low productivity. By productivity, I mean when you compare the volume of rice produced to the inputs used, it is very low. So we are proposing that, by this study, we are proposing 2 methods of increasing rice productivity in Ghana. We are saying that we can do that through technical change or technical efficiency. By technical change, we mean gains in productivity through the use of innovations. And by technical efficiency, we are saying we want to improve upon the managerial skills of the farmers. because there is a relationship between these two, and if we are able to harness that relationship very well, we would be able to champion the cause of food security in Ghana. Now, to help us do this, we designed a survey, and embedded in the survey was an experiment to find out the preferences of farmers, because that is going to influence the take-up of innovations, which will in turn increase our productivity through technical change. Our preliminary analysis shows that the farmers' preferences are very important when it comes to the take-up of innovations, which will in turn influence productivity. And there are also some technical inefficiencies, managerial inefficiencies among the farmers. And so we have to improve that through education, training, access to credit, and access to credit. By that, farmers will be able to produce enough food as we want. Now, comparing this to the pebble pad situation, if you don't come up with innovations that farmers want, they'll reject it, just as we rejected pebble pad. And so, I conclude by quoting Schengen Fan. He says, "We can together work to eliminate hunger." Thank you very much.